All right. Hello. My name is draconayr, or Connor. I'm a returning runner. You might have seen me in the past play other Spyro games. Rad just introduced himself during the pre-show.
Hello.
So unless you want to do it again.
Nope. If you see
Um,
me on my phone, it's because I have notes. I promise.
Yeah,
I'm not,
okay.
I'm not just sitting here bored.
Perfect. Okay. So before I get started, I did want to give just a brief background on this game because I think this series of games got a little swept under the rug because it wasn't like the classic series. So most people are familiar with classic Spyro, which is a collectathon platformer, but this game is the Legend series came out in the mid to early thousands, and it's much more action-based. And this game specifically is going to be a lot like the original God of Wars, and you'll notice that immediately. And then the last thing I want to say is that the very beginning of this run, this first level, is going to be very fast, and you're going to see almost every trick we use throughout the run in just this first level. So I'm going to try and keep up. Rad's going to help me a lot with keeping up with the tricks.
I'll help you a little.
Yeah, as much as you can. And then we're ready to get started, and I'm going to give a countdown here.
Are we ready?
Are we
for the
ready?
Countdown? Okay, cool.
All right, so I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right.
Bird.
So, like I said, this game is a very God of War action game, and the unique part of this game is that you're controlling 2 dragons at the same time, and the other one is controlled by AI whenever you're not controlling one. So we're going to be playing as Spyro and Cinder, and Cinder is a character from the previous games. This is the 3rd game of the trilogy, and they are linked together by a chain, and that will be very relevant for most of this run. So what we're going to do here at the beginning is there's a meter at the top that when you fill up, you can go into like a super mode, and we're going to need that meter immediately. So we're going to spam a grab combo on this guy until we get a very high number, and then we're just going to wait until that meter is full, and then we're just going to kill enemies until events let us leave this room.
That's the Fury meter, right?
Yeah,
oh,
this
it
is
just literally said that on
it
the
just told
screen.
us.
Okay.
It's the Fury
Yeah.
mode.
It's not the furry mode.
Yeah. Well, it could
That's
be.
different.
It could be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
So this beginning
Stay
part
tuned.
is just teaching combat, and we're chained to this like nail in the ground. So you can kind of see the chain mechanic already being like, I can't run away from it, already being relevant.
And why are you spamming this slam?
Yeah, so this is just it's got like a small AoE effect, so that's what we're using to kill the enemies, because they're all just little tiny minions. All right, so then this golem shows up, and this is when we can get away from this nail, and this is when the tricks are going to start shotgunning. So the first thing we're going to do after we get off of this is called, I want to come to this side, there we go, is called a super bounce, which is using the shield mechanic to cancel your momentum so that you can jump really high. And then right after, we're going to use AI manipulation to get Spyro on the other side of that invisible wall and skip the rest of that section.
That's it.
And that's that
Good
first
fight.
section. Yep.
Now escape the catacombs.
Yeah. So now we're going to do something called hyperspeed, which is manipulating, switching the dragons. This is frame perfect, so this might take a second. But basically, what hyperspeed does, there's 2 versions of it, and it basically makes it so there's no limit on your horizontal momentum. So you can see I'm jumping really fast now. And we're going to do something fun here called a Fury Fling. And I'm going to focus on this for a second.
Yeah, so Cinder's like, once you have attacking hyperspeed, you can just kind of climb forever. And when you use the Fury attack, you're not supposed to be able to move. And so you're just kind of not moving while also flying forward. And anyway, that's the end of the level.
Yep. That is us skipping the entirety of this level. And so yeah, so there's 2 versions of the hyperspeed. One is normal, you cannot attack during it. And then the other, you can get normally, or if you have normal hyperspeed, you can do like grab vines or wall run, and it will give you attacking hyperspeed. And Cinder's air combo has this trait where you can get infinite height off of it. So we use that with hyperspeed to gain height, and then we use the Fury to clip through all the walls.
Yeah, you've got the bread and butter there. It's like uncapped momentum, infinite height, and the ability to clip through walls. You can imagine how that's going to be used.
Yeah, and we just skip the whole level. And then you'll notice for most of this run that I will be playing as Cinder for a lot of it because of that infinite height and the hyperspeed. So here's our first God of War thing where we do a quick time event.
You can definitely tell what year this was made for sure.
Yeah. And then that's the first level.
Level 1 done.
Yep. And now on to level 2 pretty quickly. And this is going to be the shortest level in the game.
Lore check. Who is that? Who are you chasing?
Okay, so that's Hunter. This is the legend version of Hunter. There is a Hunter in the classic series as well. And in the second game, Spyro ran away to go find Cinder because she also ran away. And he was looking for them the whole time because they're worried about Malifor, who's the bad guy. So that's who that is. And you will not see very much of him.
They found us.
All right, so what we're going to do here, normally you have to do a fight and then push a log. But we're going to use AI abuse again to get Cinder to kind of phase through this tree here.
Yeah, the AI is trying to figure out where to like put itself while you're playing as the other character, and you can just get it to move through walls and then switch to them. And
yeah, so that's the effect of the co-op or the single player playing as two dragons is when you're playing in single player, the AI does a lot of teleporting to when you take certain actions. That's the end of the second level, by the way.
Yeah, that's the second level.
It just kind of happens. So you can abuse the AI respawning mechanic to kind of skip a lot of stuff.
So now we're going to intentionally fail.
Yeah, so this level is Avalar, and what's happening is this is the cheetah village. And it's being attacked by
Everyone's
enemies.
dead.
And if you run away, if you're gone for too long, it will be destroyed. But if you go over here to this right section, it'll give you a different respawn point, so it'll just skip that.
So we failed, but then respawned past the part that we failed at.
So we skip the trigger where we have to do that. And then you'll notice when I'm spinning these wheels, I'm switching characters when I do that. And that's because when you switch characters, it sets the acceleration of the wheel to maximum. So that's why I'm switching characters when I do that. So this level's very pretty. I like this level a lot. And what you're supposed to do is the cheetahs have a friend that's been injured, and you have to go get a raft for him to gain their trust. And there's normally a whole section where you go through like a separate area, you talk to a guy, and you get a key. But instead of doing that, we're just going to, once again, abuse the AI so that Cinder just spawns inside of this cage and get the weights. So we skip a bunch of like wall running sections and fighting to just like bring them through the wall.
I love how they're so nonchalant about it. Like they just appear on the other side of the wall. Oh, hey,
yeah,
I'm
it just appears. The AI really just appears a lot of the time. And then now, once again, you can see the chain mechanic. So in single player, this is a co-op game. The co-op is very classic thousands, like you both have to stay on the same screen style of co-op. And in single player, the chain really only matters when you're holding weights because your height for flying is lower, or when you're doing mechanics where you have to pull the other dragon to move an object. So you can see that now, and we're going to skip a lot of this section. Normally when you get the weights, you go up this left side, and there's a log you have to push. But we're going to skip all of that with having both weights. And we're just going to fly to the end, and we can use these vines up here to climb and just kind of pull the other dragon up with the weights.
Ladies
and then just drop it. And then we'll just go grab the other one.
Host. We have a moment for a special announcement of some kind.
We sure do.
A special announcement. How could you have done such a thing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and hello, everybody. My name is Ian Keith, and I get the absolute honor and pleasure of being back here in the host desk on the microphone, getting to read out when we do get our fantastic donations towards Lost and Found Youth. We are looking forward to it all. We have so many things to raise money for this weekend. We have incentives galore. The very next run in the marathon, we have the Sayonara Wild Hearts arcade score attack. The folks in that want to sing the songs at the end of that game. I want to hear that. Y'all want to hear that.
Yeah.
That's our first target. that is something to, keep in mind when you make your donations as we get things kicked off this fine Friday morning.
All right, thank you, Ian. So I want to bring up a thing. Earlier, I rolled this wheel, but I did not roll it all the way. And that's because if you roll it all the way, when those enemies spawn, it will reset it. So we roll it most of the way so that it doesn't reset and we can just roll it the rest of the way. And then this is the chain mechanic I was talking about, where you use the other dragon to pull... Hello? That was weird. I've never seen that before. It just got stuck.
we said it.
That was strange.
You did it.
There it is, something you've never seen before.
You're a real runner.
Yeah, I did it. All right.
It's officially a marathon.
It is. I don't know why I got stuck, but basically we're playing a Spyro because he has this strange aerial dodge cancel that you can use, and we use that to pull the raft really fast. So anything horizontal in the air will be Spyro, and then everything else will be Cinder.
Hunter found a secret
Yeah.
exit.
Yep, and then that's the end of level 3.
Shall reach the Dragon City by daybreak.
Yeah, thanks for answering.
All right, and now we're in the city of Warfang. This is going to be another really short level. So we're going to go ahead and get our Fury meter again here at the beginning, because we will need that for later.
Much later.
Much later, yeah.
Is it just convenient to get here because you have a mob that spawns right
This is one spot. This is where I like to get it. There's also another spot in the next level where you can get it, but if you mess up in that spot, it's a lot harder to recover from. So we're gonna get Fury meter here, and then we're going to get hyperspeed again. There we go. And then I'm gonna climb these vines to get attacking hyperspeed. And then we're gonna climb up here. So normally in this level's really long. You have to get buckets of water to help these moles, and then you do like a whole defense on the wall, and it's a whole really dramatic. But instead, we're gonna use AI abuse, and you see Spyro spawn way over there, and this is like the end of the level.
Good job, Spyro.
Yep. Where's Cinder at? There she is. So we're gonna go up here, and there's a cutscene trigger up here, and we're gonna go ahead and just skip that by using Cinder's shadow element. Skip under the trigger, and then we skip a whole fight here, and we can just go and close these doors, and then we're gonna wait for the doors to shut all the way for a couple minutes.
Okay, so you have brought up. Where are we? You have elemental powers. Can you?
Yeah, I was about to
there.
bring that up because we have a moment. So part of the uniqueness of this game. So basically. The lore from earlier is we don't have a ton of time to go over it, but basically it's kind of like Avatar, and the purple dragon is the Avatar. So there's 4 elements, and he can control all the elements. Cinder used to be a bad guy and got turned into a good guy, and she has 4 different elements that are introduced in this game and then never talked about again. So Spyro has fire, ice, lightning, and earth. You'll probably only see fire and ice. And then Cinder has shadow, wind, fear, and poison. And you've already seen a lot of poison and the shadow we just used. And that's the end of level 5? And we skipped a lot. That's basically skipping the whole level. So now we have this golem that we see from the first level, and this is the level where you fight him. And now I have to get the attacking hyperspeed from the get-go. And this one's a little difficult, so this might take a few tries. Oh, got it. And we're going to use the AI abuse again and spawn Spyro. My favorite part is seeing Spyro appear on the other side of these areas, like invisible walls. So we skipped the trigger, that's why there's nothing here on the ground. And we're going to do it again. So normally there's like a forced fight. This is basically a huge boss level. There's forced fights. This whole tower over here is like fighting the golem, but we're skipping to the end. And then this is like the final phase of the golem. And this is just normal fights, but this is where the most like God of War stuff happens, because there's like the normal combat, and then there's a big QTE section here in a moment that we're gonna see.
Like, I know we're joking about it being derivative of like games of the time, but like
It's very similar.
when we like first kind of powwowed about this run and everything, I was really surprised at how like much I wanted to play this game. Like this game kind of rules. It looks great.
This game is it's kind of short, like even just normally, but it's very fun, and the co-op especially is just kind of like really enjoyable. But this is the quick time event, so there's lots of downtime to do anything we need while we climb the golem.
I'm trying to figure out what's happening on the screen. He's like annoyed that they're there.
Yeah, you're climbing up, he's hitting you, and then you get on top of him. And then, so that's like the first part, and then we'll just do that again. And then that'll be the end of this fight and the end of this level. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay.
So what is there like a lore significance to this golem?
So this golem, so in the first two games, the enemies were like these monkey dudes. And then when Malifor came back, he decided they were too greedy, so he instead did away with them and started controlling earth golems instead.
Oh, okay.
So all of the monsters are like these earth golem creatures, and they are, it's not ever explicit statedly, but my interpretation is that they're being controlled by these dark gems, the little purple smoky crystal.
I do appreciate that, like, the second time you climbed on him, it is exactly the same.
It's literally identical.
He,
Yeah.
like, forgot that it happened, like, 45 seconds ago.
Yep. And that's the end of the level right there. And we're going to get a little jump scare here of him yelling in pain.
Oh! That's okay. That's it. That's fast. That's a fast phase.
It's very fast. And now we're in the Ruins of Warfang. So this is the puzzle level where you solve puzzles, and we have to get these 4 crystals. And we're gonna skip a lot of it with some fun stuff. So we're
This is great.
We're gonna get hyperspeed again here with this this switching trick. And essentially, what I'm doing is if you do a grab and then you're holding the shield button and then switch frame perfectly, that it'll just initiate the hyperspeed.
But it's kind of like at the end of the animation, right? It's very visually tough to pinpoint where to trigger it.
I have my own visual cue, but sometimes it's harder than others. So I'll try this a few more. There we go. And then it's most useful to do it with Cinder because of the
infinite climb.
The climbing.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So we're gonna go down here. And just like skip this whole puzzle bit by flying.
It gets better, trust me.
It's very silly.
So we're trying to get 4 crystals, right?
Correct.
It opens the door, and that's kind of the end of the level. And it forces you to like go get them all individually.
Yeah.
And we did that the first time. Like
Yeah.
we went, we kind of flew there, but we got there.
And then when you do some of the crystals, you'll unlock more areas. But we're gonna do a trick here. A benefit of single player because the other dragon is controlled by AI. We're going to switch to Spyro. We're going to pick it up and put it in immediately, and that locks Spyro in place. So he's frozen. He's stuck.
He's committed.
He's committed.
Yeah.
So I can't move with him or anything. So we're going to switch back to Cinder, and we're going to once again follow this wind and then kind of like go over to this other one, still in hyperspeed, and we're going to grab this second one. And then because so because Spyro is stuck, he didn't follow us. So we can switch back to him, and then Cinder just appears back here. And we're gonna do that one more time to get the crystal over here.
So are you in attacking hyperspeed right now?
Yes.
Or just, okay. Normally the easier way to get hyperspeed, you can't climb. Right?
Yeah.
You just get that momentum from a jump.
Yeah. So the normal hyperspeed you can't attack, so you can't get that height. And the only way to get attacking hyperspeed from that state is to do a wall run or to do vines. So if those aren't around, you have to get the attacking hyperspeed using the grab technique.
And you can't just wall run anywhere. It's like very specific spaces.
Yeah. It's not super specific, but in areas where the walls are just like not consistent. Oh, I didn't go far enough. That's okay. I'll just.
I love how when you say that and there's like no one can tell.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well,
go far
there-
enough.
I
I'm
got-
like in this invisible space.
I hit an invisible wall. That's it's fine. But we're gonna just kind of like go above this, and then here we're gonna hit a cutscene, and Spyro's going to come back because of this cutscene, so we can't teleport again. So we'll have to use the last tunnel. One of the things we can see it here. I like this level a lot. I like this puzzle level. That wall.
That was a puzzle.
That was a puzzle. We skipped it. So normally this level uses a lot of the chain mechanics and the elements in very unique ways. So normally you would grab the vines up top, and then as Spyro use Earth to be like a big boulder pendulum, and then break the wall. And the stuff like that is actually super cool. But we skip all of it because it's faster. So the wall we just skipped, you can just climb the top. You saw me do it. I just climbed to the top of it, and you can just go right over it.
The back of it wasn't even like loaded in.
Yeah,
It's just like, yeah.
You can just go right over it. And then that was the last crystal, and then once I put this in, the level will be over. And then we're gonna go to the dam.
Now, lore check.
Mhm.
Why?
So
Are we going there?
So Warfang was being attacked because Malefor was angry. And then when you defend
Fair.
Warfang successfully, he summons the Destroyer, which once it circles the world, it blows it up.
Okay.
And it's too fast, so they go through the ruins of Warfang to cut it off, and then they use the dam. So what we're doing here is we're going to the dam to release the water so it gets stuck in a valley, and then we can fight it.
Spyro, look out!
So that's what this level is for lore check.
Open the floodgates.
And we're going to skip a lot of
Says
this
that.
level. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So this level's very scary because of one part. This game has a lot of collectibles in it. There's like armor pieces and increased health. You can kind of see like I can increase my health and magic on the HUD. You can see like how far they go. And then there's also these blue crystals, which we ignore. But there's also
Oh, that was so clean.
that was so clean.
That was so clean.
I'll go back to the collectibles in a second. So there's a force fight here. What we're going to do is roll in there and then switch so that the AI runs to the end of the room, so we skip the trigger for it. But yeah, so the collectibles, there's also elite enemies, which are very strong enemies that you have to use certain elements to fight, and they're very strong and scary. And this is the only level where you will meet one in normal progression that you have to either fight or avoid. And we're going to see him in just a second. And if he hits me, it's quite bad.
There's not much you can do. It's just sort of like, if circumstances align, you're dead.
If he hits me in a very specific way, I will just it will be very bad and I'll die.
Yeah.
And because we skipped that fight, the checkpoint's all wonky, so it could send us back pretty far. So I just won't die, and it's fine.
Yeah.
So here's the elite enemy. He has like a cutscene and everything. He'll have a health bar, and you'll see he has a mask, and you have to use specific elements to hit the mask off.
It's so disturbing. He's
Yeah, I'm just
kind of
gonna.
staring
Yeah,
at
he's
you.
it's very like standing there menacingly, but we're just gonna go around him, and then at this point we're basically safe because he doesn't really follow us. So.
Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing
Yay!
happened. So we're basically at the end of the level now. Normally you have to go through with these weights and like release a bunch of water to progress, but because of the super bounce mechanic, or the super bounce trick, we can just skip a lot of that.
I really like watching Spyro in this section because it looks like he's just doing so much of the work.
So, yeah, so another chain mechanic, we're just pulling to release this lever, and we're dodge rolling for the iframes so that the enemies don't hit us. As you see, that probably should have hit me, but it didn't. And then once we release this all the way to this block, that'll be the end of this level. All right, and now we're moving on to the Destroyer. So this is the Destroyer, this whole big monster. And he's got a lot of these purple crystals. 12 of them, a lot of them. Normally you have to destroy them for progression, but as you can suspect, we're going to skip all of that. So we're going to come down here, and we're going to get hyperspeed again. First try, perfect. And we're going to use the height from Cinder to just go up here. And you can kind of see like some of it's unloaded.
Some of it.
And we're going to use AI Boost to switch to Spyro here.
We can't stop it from out here, but maybe.
Whoa, wait. You're not thinking about going in there, are you?
Okay.
Come on, Sparks. We're gonna need you to lead
So-
the way.
Oh, come on. You know I got your
This
back.
is
It's like
intentional.
you play.
Yeah, this is intentional. So sometimes Spyro does end up on the like on a platform. So I just need to find the spot to get him so that I can switch to Cinder and then fall through here. And sometimes it's more difficult than others. Hello?
Hey, while you're trying that, what is the destroyer doing?
So the destroyer is trying to make a circle so that he can blow up the world. There we go. That's what I want. I want this corner. There we go.
The world he's on.
There we go. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you just land on the platform and you have to maneuver. But yeah.
So we skipped 11 of the crystals.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
We skipped essentially the whole level, and this whole final section is like the destroyer itself.
Look out!
And there's this like forced flying section.
So you're going into the Death Star or destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I forgot what was before that. I did like a topic switch, and now it's deleted from my memory.
The destroyer's trying to blow up the world for some reason.
Yes, that comes up later, but Malefor summoned this creature, and he's trying to blow up the world. So we fly into the middle, and there's this heart, and we're going to do the shadow again here as Cinder to skip another trigger. Normally when you're doing this, there's a bunch of lava that's coming up and stopping you, but if we use shadow to skip that trigger, it just doesn't affect us at all.
You have to kind of repeat this process a couple more times.
Yeah, so there's like 3 phases, and then every time you do a phase, it tries to force you to do another wind tunnel, but we can get out of them pretty easily with the movement we have, and then we can come back and just keep attacking the crystal every time.
I think this would be a good time.
Oh,
For
it's
an
telling me
announcement?
about elements.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be a good time
Yeah.
for if we have donations.
I just wanted to point out, we are so lucky once again to have gotten a partner with Timberwolf Trading to produce a brand new event shirt for our live at FWA 2025 event. Designed by Rotin. This shirt is available in either black or purple and features our live at FWA 2025 logo with sizes ranging from small to 5X and worldwide shipping. A portion of each shirt sale made prior to the end of this marathon, so tomorrow night, get it in quick. Will be donated to Lost and Found Youth, so don't wait and order yours now. Use command !merch in chat for a link to our store page.
So you've escaped the Death Star.
Yep, and that was the end of that level.
What level was that?
That was, I don't remember which
Level
number.
8.
Level 8.
Level 8. I
Perfect.
only know because I wrote it down.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're in the Burned Lands, and once again, we're going to get hyperspeed with Cinder. So this is the inside of the Ring of Fire that the Destroyer was trying to get to.
I thought you stopped the destroyer.
So yeah, I was about to do a lore check.
Oh,
so
okay.
The Destroyer, we broke the crystal and defeated him, but the bad guy said, "Nah, I'm too strong. He's going to keep going."
Oh, makes sense.
Yeah. So instead, Spyro and Cinder decide they have to stop Malefor himself. So we're going up to his home in the Floating Islands, and we're going to skip a bunch of forced fights by doing this, by doing the hyperspeed. And then this is probably the second shortest level in the game, right behind Twilight Forest, Twilight Forest, the second level, which we barely had time to comment on. And then we're actually very close to the end of the game already.
You did that so fast.
I
didn't
did.
even have time to say. It's kind of hard to get that combo off because if you touch the ground, it will immediately make you flying, and then you can't do the right combo.
Yep.
It just didn't even. It wasn't even.
And that's the end of the level.
That's the end of the level.
All right.
I still can't get over how good this game looks. Like
It's-
I'm just
it's very
looking at the
good.
background, like, dang.
So this is the last level in the game.
Except this level.
And then there is the final boss. So this level has a really hard trick in it. We're going to see if I can get it. But this beginning part has a bunch of floating islands. And normally there's these heads. You have to light a bunch of torches.
Eight torches.
8 of them.
Yeah.
We're going to not do that. And we're going to once again use the AI abuse to spawn Spyro on the other side of this gate by using... So this is without hyperspeed. This is Cinder's normal air combo, giving you infinite height in action. And once this camera turns around, we can fall, switch to Spyro, and we're just on the other side of the door.
8 torches lit.
Yeah, we did it.
Woo!
Okay, so now we're gonna get hyperspeed one more time. This trick I will only have one attempt at because it's another Fury. So we're gonna get hyperspeed. We're gonna go through this door, and there will be a fight with a cutscene. And normally you gotta fight a bunch of enemies and then this troll, and then the wall behind the troll is gonna break, and then that gives you a whirlwind. But we're gonna try and use a Fury Fling to skip that trigger and go straight to the end of the level.
It's a very tight angle window. You've got a little counting you do in your head. There's a lot going on here.
I got it.
Yeah!
Let's go. So we skipped the whole fight by doing that, and now we're in the final boss.
That literally saves like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah, 2 to 5 minutes. So now this is Malifor, and what we're going to do is increase our ice, and then
Increase our ice.
increase our ice. So every element has a secondary ability. This is the only one we're going to see. And we're just going to spam, oh, I have to switch to the element. We're just going to spam this little ice tornado the whole time.
Oh, so the reason we're going to spam this is because only on this version, the Xbox exclusive 360 version, you're supposed to hold down the ice attack, but if you just tap it, the boss will like give you mana back, and so you can just cycle that. For whatever reason, no other version of this game you get mana back.
Yeah, so in the other versions you have to melee attack to get mana out of him, but you can see every time I hit him with the ice tornado, he'll spit green crystals out.
And you got him in kind of a stun lock too, like you're trying to keep him.
So the loop of this fight is that he'll do this like purple fire, and once he's done with it, he will move. But if you stun him before he does it, he will just do it again. So we're just tapping to preserve mana, and then I hold it when I feel like I need to, and we just do this for this whole first phase. And then each of these phases is going to be ended by a quick time event. All the buttons are always the same, so if you don't see the button, that's why, because I've memorized them. And that's phase 1.
Now this is the scary phase.
Yeah, so this is the hard one. He does a lot of moving, and then he has 2 attacks he can do. He can do these purple orbs or an ice attack. We want him to do the ice attack because it has a longer windup. I don't want him to do that. That was very unlucky. Okay, we still stunned him though. So the ice attack has a bigger windup and has less homing. These purple orbs have a lot of homing on them. And so the thing about, it's most noticeable in this fight. The thing about this game is that there's no iframes when you get hit. So if you get hit a bunch in a row, you just die. So we need to be very careful about that. And in this fight, like the purple orbs or the ice can just straight up kill you if you get hit because of the lack of iframes from damage boosting.
It's pretty tanky too. You can see every time I watch this, I don't even notice the life bar in the bottom right.
Yeah.
But it just ticks down slowly. It's a long phase.
Yeah. He has a lot of other attacks too, but like you saw the purple orb, and then he has a bunch of melee attacks, but the melee attacks are not very strong. The only attacks we really need to worry about are the ice and the purple. And the ice, like I said, doesn't home very much, so it's not too much of a worry unless we get unlucky.
And occasionally you get a little bit of health back.
Yeah, so whenever you stun him, he will drop health. He also has the purple fire, but that also didn't do that much damage. But yeah, see, I stunned him, so I got a bunch of health back. And I can kind of predict where he's going. I think it's typically random, but...
That scares me every time.
It's, yeah, the purple, like, I've gotten the timing down on it, but it's definitely terrifying.
Okay, well, just a couple more.
Yeah,
hits.
just a little bit more, and then we'll be good to go. See how much damage? I got hit by 1, and it did, like, half my health. But that's the end of the second phase, so that's the scary phase. Okay, and then there's going to be one more phase where he has the shield, and hitting the shield will give us our Fury meter, and then we use Fury Breath on him. And this is kind of just like the very, like, I'm using my superpower finale of the fight.
But you're also like falling in the volcano while you're fighting.
Yeah, yeah. Because like floating island he was on like collapses, so we're like falling into the center of the Earth. All right, and that's the end. We're gonna do a quick time event, and then
That was so fast.
yeah, that was very fast. Oh, I hit the wrong button. You're gonna see it again. Oh, oopsies! I got distracted. That's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's very fast. So
He deserves. I mean,
yeah, he'll get stunned one more time.
he
and
literally
then,
just said, "Destroyer, keep going."
Yeah, he's very
a strong
strong.
guy. Yeah.
So yeah, once we do this again, we'll stun him, and then oh, he's doing the purple thing. Once we stun him, we'll do the quick time event, and then once the quick time event is over, I'm gonna call time on like a black screen. Here we go.
This is an intense scene.
Yeah, this is like really serious.
I mean, it is. Like, you know what? You just see it for yourself.
Yeah.
Ow!
Yeah, it's pretty gruesome.
That's fine. They're fine.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna do one more here, and then that's time.
That was a killer run.
That was really
That
good.
was so
that was a
fast.
very good run. Yeah, I've practiced. But what was that? Show something off. Sure.
Look at all the fury breath.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
It's
There's-
very purple.
There's some time to talk about some other stuff. There's a few tricks that we didn't get to see because I did the other one. For example, a lot of the elements have like damage ticks, so they do damage.
This would have been the backup. If you
Yeah.
missed the
So this
fury.
is so if I miss the fury at the end, this is the backup. So a lot of damage has damage ticking, so it does damage at a very specific rate. Electricity is one of them. But if the enemy is taking damage already from a different damage over time, it just does damage all at once. So the troll I would have fought if I missed the fury. I would have just destroyed using Cinder and Spyro's electricity.
So what Spyro game came after this?
So after this, so the first two games, I don't know the
You're
studio.
avoiding the
I'm avoiding it. So the first two games of this series were one studio. This third game was a different studio. And then after this is when they moved to Skylanders, which is not a Spyro game. It just has Spyro's name in it. And I personally believe they used his name in vain for that because it was one of those figurine games. They were trying to jump on the back at Disney with like Disney Infinity and the Amiibos from Nintendo. And they have stopped making Skylanders games, so I don't think it worked out.
Do you have hope that there will be another Spyro?
So I am very confident that at the very least, Toys for Bob, my lovely developers that did the Reignited trilogy, very well. Probably one of my favorite remasters. Probably one of the best remasters I've ever played.
True.
I'm very confident that they will make a fourth game. I don't know if any of this game will be relevant to it, but I'm really hoping that they do make Cinder and Malifaux relevant characters in that. But I am very optimistic that we'll get a new Spyro game soon. I'm letting this play just so that people can see like what the stakes of this game. That's the world exploding. Like this game is very dramatic and story-driven, and nothing like the original trilogy. But like the bad guy got sucked into a crystal, the Earth exploded, and Spyro pulled it back together with his own power. It's pretty incredible.
What in the world is that?
So that's Sparks,
Okay.
voiced by Wayne Brady, and also David
True
Spade.
story.
True. And also David Spade, and also the guy that did Fry from Futurama. They got a different voice actor for him for each game in the trilogy.
What other? There's another voice actor in this series.
Which one? So there's Elijah Wood, who's the main character.
Also?
It's basically, I said Avatar. I made the Avatar connection earlier, The Last Airbender. And then there's also the Lord of the Rings connection, where the main character is also just Elijah Wood.
But there's your in-game time.
Oh, that was the other profile.
Oh well. Okay.
But yeah, so that's the run. And there's a chapter select, and I do want to look at the end-game time. I don't know if it keeps running after the credit. It does run after the credits, so.
It's still good.
It's still good, yeah.
It's
30
still a
minutes is
great
pretty
time.
good. I have filled as much time as I can. I'm just gonna announce it.
I got a question for you. What is the the Metacritic score for this game?
I don't think I've ever looked at it, but it's high. It's lower than it should be.
It's criminally. It's like in the 60s.
Yeah.
That is just. Let's boo that. Boo.
Boo.
No. Boo Metacritic. Yeah. That's.
Yeah,
You know better.
so-
Guys, get it together.
Yeah, so this game coming out, this trilogy, since it was so different, was very much. It wasn't classic Spyro, so people didn't like it as much. And I think at the time, people hated it. I think a lot of Spyro fans have come around at this point. But
Expectations are reset.
yeah,
I think it
definitely.
looks like a great game. Great run. Super,
yeah,
super good time.
That's the run. I love this game a lot. I'm really glad to have come back and play this game and have a really good run on my first try for once. And I'm thankful to Fastest for letting me go.
And you'll see both of us
Tomorrow.
We'll switch seats.
For your run. Yeah, I'm going to commentate for you.
But next, Citronella, Sayonara, Wild Hearts. Please stay tuned. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.